Yo, what is up, you guys? It's the Michael Myers. Welcome back, man, to a brand new live stream. Gonna be doing a quick one right now, man. As you guys know, today um, we're gonna be celebrating, 10 years. Uh, of course, you're next. Today's the 10th year anniversary, 10 years that this movie's been out, man. So what I pretty much wanted to do, I think I've done a movie review on the channel, um but I just kind of wanted to go over, kind of talk a little bit about this film. I think it's kind of an underrated movie. It's kind of a movie that I remember, at the time back in 2013. It was one of those movies I was really looking forward to, man. And I really wanted to, I really wanted to see it, in theaters. I did not see this in theaters. I believe I saw it for the first time on DVD, man. I remember I bought the DVD soon as it came out. But yeah, man, like I said, kind of an underrated movie. A lot of people don't really know about it. But it's definitely, I have seen it has gained, you could say, like a little cult following. But yeah, I actually just finished rewatching it right now. It's been a while since I seen this movie. Probably a few good years, man. So it was kind of, you could say, refreshing to rewatch this movie. Um, I wouldn't say like these are like my first thoughts as of rewatching it today. I wouldn't say it doesn't hold up. I think it, like I said, it has a cult following. So yeah, I think it still holds up today, but I kind of like there's some things that I'm like, you could say I probably didn't notice back then, you know, uh when I first saw this movie for the first time. But yeah, so you could say on, you know right now that I just rewatched it, you could say a few things has changed. I wouldn't like, overall I like the movie. I think it's a pretty good, home invasion movie. Of course, at the time, well, the other movie that, a lot of people compare this movie to is, for example, The Strangers from 2009, if I'm not mistaken. um it was kind of all around the same time. So these two films, You're Next and, the first Stranger movies, were kind of like similar movies. The home invasion, and I think they did a good job, uh tackling that down for Your Next, man. Like I said, now that I rewatched it, there's a few things that I'm like I'm not sure if I've caught on to that. For example, there's a lot of, for the movie, it's pretty good. One of the main standouts for me, of course, were like the killers in the movie. They wear the, animal masks or whatever. Here I actually have one. That's how much I've actually liked the movie, man. I remember buying this, always wanting one of the masks, and this was always my favorite from the movie, the wolf mask. But yeah, this is the only one I own. I don't own the other ones. But I mean, do you guys know what's up? Have you guys seen Your Next? Definitely tell me what you guys think. Like I said, you could say it's another one of the many home invasion movies. But like I said, Your Next, I think they handle it very good. For example, what I was trying to tell you guys, like right now, like today that I rewatched it, like I said, it's been a few years since I've seen it. There's a few things that, they could have improved. Like I said, the acting would, like, some of the acting here and there was kind of off. Of course, if you guys seen this movie, you guys know it takes place, this family, they're having like a reunion or whatever. And you know they start, these killers, man, they start, you know hunting them one by one. And of course, like, I think one of the brothers, from the family, he is like, he's pretty much the one pulling the strings, behind all this. um but yeah, man, it's definitely, like I said, it's been 10 years. I think from what I seen online, I know this movie. Like I said, I remember like seeing TV spots and everything, look waiting for this movie to come out. But yeah, I do recall it. It was officially released August today, um, in 2013. But I think it was already out, man. I think because I looked it up before the live stream. I looked it up. I think it came out like in 2011. But the official, I guess USA release was 2013. But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I just wanted to go over your next. Shout out to all you guys who made it. Pornstar JR, what's up, man? What's up, man? Hope you guys are having a cool Wednesday, man. Cool Wednesday afternoon. Same here, man. I'm just chilling. Like I said, I just found out it was the 10th anniversary, so I decided to rewatch it. Haven't seen it in a while. But yeah, man, definitely tell me what you guys think. If you guys seen the movie, Curtis Smith, what's up, man? I watched The Haunted Mansion at the movies. That's dope, man. That's pretty dope. Yeah, it's always great, man. Yeah, those ghost movies. There's a few good ones. I like a few ghost movies. There's some, of course, that I feel, you know, some are not as great as others, but yeah, man, they're always fun movies for sure. Uh, Joseph the horror guy, what's up, man? Thank you, appreciate it, man. Hope you're doing pretty good as well. I seen your next, yeah, man. If you guys have not seen it, or if you guys have seen it, I definitely recommend it, man. Like I said, it's a good home invasion movie. Um, you know, it's not one of those like I kind of consider it like, and it'll be interesting because right now I'm doing my top 10 like eventually I'm gonna get to my top 10 modern horror movies, and I think this one might make it. I think this one might make it to the list because like I said, for that simple fact that 10 years ago I was like really looking forward to it. But yeah, obviously today that I rewatched it, it's probably not the greatest film. Like I think I liked it a little bit better before I rewatched it. But yeah, I think one of also another things I didn't really like I said, I mentioned, I think the acting could have been better, because of course this family, they of course it has to do with the sons of the family. They see their family getting killed in the beginning, and it's like it's not really like the emotion is not there. Like I think it like in reality you'll be reacting to it different. So I think that kind of lacked the acting, the characters, the cast could have been, they were kind of bland. Like I didn't really care too much, but I think the main standout role from the cast is I think, what was her name? Erin, the main chick. This one right here, the one that she pretty much survives in the end. She like, I thought her roles, she's like pretty badass because she was literally the only one out of like all the brothers and all the other family members. She was like the one who was really fighting back. And that's why I've always liked she was like the main standout role, if you ask me. But yeah, man, I think the marketing, I remember the marketing, man, like you know I remember the posters, the billboards being outside of these masks. And like I said, I think the idea of using the mask, it really, you could say, brought attention to this movie. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, a lot of people kind of compare it, and I actually need to rewatch The Strangers. I like that movie from what I remember, but yeah, these two were the Your Next and The Strangers was always like back to back. But yeah, man. Like I said, I just finished rewatching it, and yeah, like I said, there's a few things that like I was like, what, like a few what the heck moments, like Chippy, what's up, man? Actually love this movie. Yeah, man, for sure. It's a good movie. It's a good movie for sure. Chippy, what's up, man? What's up, dude? Just here chopping it up, man. Just decided to go live real quick. I just finished rewatching Your Next. I just wanted to kind of revisit it, kind of you know, get my thoughts on it as of now. Like I said, it's been a few years since I seen it, so it was kind of like kind of refreshing, you know, to see a lot of the to see this movie. I love your next. It's a 10-year-old. I wish there was a sequel. Yeah, Unstable Freak. Yeah, man, that's what I was thinking too. Like I said earlier, I found out, you know, on Instagram is where, you know, I kind of find out, you know, they usually post, you know, whenever the anniversary of the movies came out, and then your next came out, was posted today, and I couldn't believe it. Like I said, I remember literally waiting for this movie to come out, man, and yeah, same here. I remember at the time thinking that back then I wanted to see a sequel. I think if we would have gotten a sequel, um, it probably wouldn't been as great. But for sure, man. Like I said, I think the killers, the even the way, you know, the style of, you know, their killings, I think it really stands out. You know, to me, in the way, like probably I will say The Strangers is probably a better movie, but I think the killers and the killings, you know, and the goreness to this to your necks is stands out a little bit more, you know. um because yeah, because like in this one, man, like in The Strangers, the home invaders or the killers, they don't really have, like, you could say, a motive. And in this one, it's kind of more, there is a motive. Like I said, it's all in this circle of this family, and there's like a motive right there, you know. So it's kind of, you could say, makes it more realistic, you know. But yeah, I've always been a fan of, like I said, the killers, man. I even made like a cosplay costume test on the wolf. Like I said, this one was always my favorite from the three. But yeah, you know, they're like dressed in like the whole like in this like vest, you know, like you could say like army clothing, which was always interesting, you know. But for sure, dude, yeah, I can't believe it's been 10 years, man. Time really does fly. Like I said, just the other day, or last week, you know, Freddy versus, I went live stream for the Freddy versus Jason anniversary. 20 years, man, really doesn't feel like it, you know. Time really does fly like that. Um, Brandon loves the movies. What's up, man? Doing pretty good here. Just talking a little bit about your next, man. Hope you're doing pretty good too, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Picked up The Shining and Doctor Sleep at Walmart. That's dope, Chippy. Yeah, actually, um, just like last week, I was trying to rewatch The Shining, man. But I think like the DVD I have, it was like scratched because it was, you know, like it really wasn't going forward, you know. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to buy like a Blu-ray. Yeah, because I don't have The Shining on Blu-ray. I love The Shining, dude. One of my favorite horror films for sure. Doctor Sleep, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, you know. But everyone's my week's been pretty good, man. Today my day off, so you know, just chilled inside today. Like I said, I just finished rewatching Your Next. Um, yeah, it was worth the watch. I will say it was worth the watch. Like I said, 10 years ago, it was probably like, at the time, probably like my favorite, you could say, modern movie. Of course, after this, and before this, you know, because this was 2013. Like I said, I think in some places it was released in 2011. But it's kind of weird. I never understood that, you know. But yeah, like back then, it was like one of the films I most anticipated, you know. But hell yeah, man. I want to find Urban Legend at Walmart, the Daniel Harrison, Robert Englund. Yeah, man. Walmart has a lot of good stuff for sure. College has started again. Yeah, man. Back to school routine, you know. Starting to do my Halloween fan film. That's dope. That's dope, Joseph. Definitely will be looking forward to that. You know, it's always fun. Are you watching my Have you watched World of Monsters yet on YouTube? I have not, man. I probably have. I think, yeah, some one of you guys did bring it up to me the other time. But yeah, I have not seen it as of now. Like I said, I've probably seen some of their videos, but um Not for sure though. Not for sure. Erin was a badass final girl. The brutal kills were awesome. Yeah, man. Like I said, I think that's what really stands out from your next is just the whole style to it. You know, even the music, dude. I think the music added that you could say suspense because this is also kind of like a thriller. Same with the strangers. You know, same. You know, it's their kind of like horror. You know, a little bit thriller. Uh, it also I like to say this the one of the main reasons like I like when movies, especially modern movies like these, they have, like I said, the certain style that makes it feel like an old school style, like an old school vibe. Like this, it really reminds me. It really gives you those vibes that you're watching like a classic, you know, '80s film. You know, like that's what I really liked about it. And like I said, the strangers and I know I gotta stop comparing the strangers, but I know the strangers is more people seen it more. Like I said, I kind of consider this underrated. um or I wouldn't even say underrated, man. I wouldn't even say underrated because the release was big. I mean, I remember seeing like posters, billboards in the bus stops and stuff like that. So it was a well promoted movie, you know, like I said, TV spots all the time. I remember a certain day, man. So I guess it was like the same week this movie was gonna be released. Of course, it was probably on a Friday when it's when movies come out on Fridays. So that same week that this movie came out, I was like in the doctor. I remember I was with my sister and stuff, and then I remember it was during the week, probably like 2 days before Friday. We were at the doctor's office or whatever, and I remember the TV spot playing, man. And then we were like, yeah, we gotta. We were actually trying to go see it. Like I said, I didn't end up seeing this in theaters, which I really would have loved to seen it in theaters, but of course I was much younger. You know, the movie's rated R, so. Um, Stuff like that, because there's been a few times that I tried watching, like for example, I remember in 2014, and I hope they do this next year, man. I would love to see the original Saw back in theaters. I remember in 2014, the first Saw movie, since it was the 10th anniversary for the first Saw movie in 2014, they brought the movie back to movie theaters in October. Yeah, it was around the Halloween season, and I was pumped. I was stoked. Definitely, especially since Saw is like at the time, it still is one of my favorite horror series. Um, and I was dying to see it. And then I went. I think I remember taking a friend, and I think my sister ended up going too. We went, man, to the damn theater, and we were still, which was kind of dumb. We kind of knew, but we were still under 18. We kind of knew we still got to buy. We still can't buy the tickets, without ID or whatever. Sometimes they will let us slide. I think it depends the people, depends the theater. But yeah, man, I was pissed. They didn't freaking let us in because none of us had ID or none of us was like old enough. I believe my sister, she was probably old enough already, but I don't think she was 21 yet or something along the lines. But yeah, dude. But yeah, kind of the same situation here. That's the main reason we never went to go see it. We were still kind of young. Uh, but yeah, like I said, I remember buying it as soon as it came out. As soon as it came out on DVD, I remember buying it at Walmart. But yeah, man, for sure, Aaron. I agree. Aaron was a great character. Like I said, the standout role to me, because like I said, the characters, the cast, they were kind of bland. Like I said, the acting could have been better, but Erin was dope. She was a badass. She was kicking ass. The 4K of The Shining is gorgeous. Brandon loves the movies. Hey man, I definitely gotta rebuy The Shining. Like I said, I was just rewatching it last week and I couldn't finish it. I really couldn't finish it. I think I got like 1 hour in when I think the DVD is scratched. It is kind of an old DVD, but yeah, man, definitely we'll try to rebuy either it's the 4K or the Blu-ray. Um, but yeah, man, I love The Shining. One of my favorite films, dude. I think I might do like I'll probably revisit like how this live stream. We're revisiting your next. We're talking about your next. I might do a live stream revisiting The Shining. Man, The Shining is one hell of a movie. Of course, Stanley Kubrick. every damn time I see that movie, you just see it, like you see different things. You guys already know all the good stuff. That uh, um, dwells around The Shining. Different theories and all that. It's a good watch, man. The Shining is a perfect example of a horror film, if you ask me. But for sure, dude, for sure. I hope they put classic horror movies in theaters. Yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah, it's always great. I know this. They're gonna be replaying or they're bringing back the Exorcist original for the 50th anniversary, which I can't wait to go see that. And I think they're doing it with House of a Thousand Corpses as well. And I think what else did I see? Christine, Stephen King's Christine. Yeah, man, definitely we'll try to go to that because it's always great, when they bring classic movies like that back to theaters. And I think even The Birds, man, I love The Birds. I think that one's coming back as well. But yeah, man, it was more of a fun, simpler time 10 years ago. Yeah, man, yeah, and I think like I said, I think this movie came out in great time, man. Because I mean, the early 2010s were still kind of good, if you ask me. Hell yeah, it was. And it definitely, like I said, you could say it's one of the movies I grew up with. Your Next, one of the movies, like I said, the really anticipated at the time. So yeah, man, I mean, watching this movie just today, by watching the movie just by today, talking about this movie brings back a lot of, the memories, that mind space, how it was back 10 years ago. But yeah, man, but yeah, like I said, what really trips me out the most, it doesn't really feel like 10 years. Really doesn't. It really doesn't, man. Time really does fly. It really does, man. It's like goes by like nothing, you know? Have you seen Urban Legend, Daniel Harris? I have not seen it, Urban Legend. That's like a movie with Daniel Harris on it. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one, no. Um what a time it was to be alive. Yeah, dude, I agree. I mean, like I said, it wasn't the greatest. Like I remember once we got to the early 2010s, I kind of noticed a change, um, from the 2000s. But hey, it's definitely still better. Like the last 10 years, man, was definitely better than when and what we have came to in the recent years. So hell yeah, dude. Like I said, just by us talking about Your Next, just by me watching it tonight, it really takes me back, man. It really reminds me a lot of the things were going on. We had a lot of good movies, man. The Conjuring, that was what, 2012. Scream 4, man, 2011, dude. Like, yeah, there was a lot of, that was still kind of like a great times for horror. Probably the last good times for horror, because after that, even like, yeah, like after that, you could say horror kind of went downhill because we really didn't have like a you could say a decent horror film until 2017 with the It remake. So yeah, I think the last few good horror movies, like from the 2010s, um was like the Conjuring era, was like, the Your Next era. uh um Even the Purge, like the first Purge movie, I know those movies kind of went downhill too. um and I know the Purge is like another, you could say, home invasion movie, but yeah, like I said, this one was always, in my opinion, the standout when it comes to these home invasion movies. But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I would have loved to see a sequel. I think at the time, I would have loved to see a sequel. I don't know about now. I don't think it might work. I mean, it could, but like I said, people kind of consider it, you could say, like a modern classic. Um, of course, it has, like I said, it has issues. It's not like a perfect film. It's not like a great film. It's a good film. It's a solid film, and people kind of consider it. Like I said, it's solid. It does its job. It does its job. Like I said, a lot of people kind of consider it. Even says on the back, a new horror classic. Just like I said, the style to it. The killings, the masks, the music. Like it really takes you back to those old school type of horror movies. So yeah, I think that's what I gravitated from Your Next. Like, yeah, I remember being more fascinated even back then with this movie than like The Strangers, you know. But hell yeah, dude, great time though for sure. I agree. I know. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys we kind of came up on around the same time, so you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, some of you guys in the chat. Um, hell yeah, dude. Said that's dope, Curtis Smith. That's great. Yeah, I have not seen that. I have not seen Ghost Mansion. Hope you be at Scarefest. I'm thinking of going someday, man, for sure. I really wanna, you know, gamble into that, but for sure, um, maybe sometime, man, sometime soon. Build a time machine, for real, Chippy, dude. Like, yeah, that's like the main thing I would love, you know, to have over anything, you know, just to go back to them days, you know, go back to them times, man. Life was simpler, you know. Kind of, you could say, kind of the beginning to me, at least to me, um, because of course, I know the internet, the whole social media was already like it was starting. It was I think it started like in the late 2000s, but I really didn't start it like early 2010s. You know, um, like it was still kind of fresh. You know, the whole like it hit the scene like it was brand new. You know, so um, it was definitely like you know it felt different. You know, it really felt different. Like I said, it kind of was the beginning of the whole you know social media and stuff like that, you know, when it wasn't what it is today, you know. I'm excited for Horror Nights. Same here, man. Same here. Can't wait, dude. I really can't wait. It's about to start, like in September something. I know they just announced. I think they're still announcing, right? I know Chucky's gonna be there. Evil Dead Rise. You know, The Exorcist. Sunday is cinema day, and tickets for movies are going to be $4. Oh, I did hear that, Chippy. Yeah, I think I heard something along those lines. Gotta take advantage, man. Gotta take advantage. I'm gonna definitely try to make it. See what's up, you know. Daniel rocks. I wish that she starred in more movies, and she has an interesting look, face, and a nice voice. 100% agree, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, I know Daniel Harris has been in other various movies, but I think, yeah, she should definitely be in more, you know, especially recent. I mean, I think she was like in, what's that movie called? Natty Knox. I think it just came out like a few months ago, but I think she really needs to gamble into it, man. Get back into you know bigger projects and stuff like that. Especially you know, I love Daniel Harris, so for sure, definitely would love to see that. Yeah, man. Yeah, Joseph, for sure. I'm having a dope Wednesday, man. Like I said, nothing crazy. Just relaxing for the afternoon. You know, Brandon. I'm excited. Work is interesting and that invites multiple rewatches. A Clockwork Orange. Yeah, man. Yeah, to me those are like my favorite Stanley Kubrick movies, man. I know he has a lot of great stuff, but for sure Clockwork Orange and The Shining are my like my top two, you know. Yeah, man. I know definitely Stanley Kubrick you could say took his craft serious, and that's why he has, you know, movies that stand the test of time, you know, like The Shining, like Clockwork Orange. Clockwork Orange, man, I love that film. I remember at first, like, it really, like, my first time watching it, I really liked it, but I didn't really kind of get it. But once I started rewatching it, man, you could say it's another one of those, like, you kind of, um, like, each watch, you get something new out of it. So, hell yeah, man. Love those films. I hate how she got killed off. Urban Legend. I'm gonna have to check that out, man. Yeah, I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I've seen it. But for sure, I will definitely check it out. No problem, man. No problem, Brandon. Appreciate you tuning in, man. You enjoy that pizza there, man. A great rest of your night. But for sure, Joseph. Yeah, I would love to see a direct sequel as well, man. For sure. You watched the end of Freddy versus Jason. Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, just like a week ago, it was the 20th anniversary. Um, I did kind of like a watch along. I did finish the movie, but I just cut the stream. But yeah, kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing here too. I kind of wanted to do that. I actually just finished watching your next, so I kind of wanted to do the same thing. Kind of just talk a little bit about the movie itself. I think I might start doing that. Whenever we have like these anniversary of movies, I'm gonna like watch them for the day and probably do like a live stream, like today. Like revisiting like the Freddy versus Jason live stream. But yeah, man, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. Like I said, I think uh back then, it, like it still holds up for sure. It holds up. Like I think you still have a good time watching this movie. But there's a lot of things like for example the acting you could say is kind of like off. One thing I noticed for sure, the you could say the pacing. I will say by the third act, you could say like the last 30 minutes was like it's pretty good, but it's still it's a solid movie. It's a decent movie. Like I said, it's not a great film, like an amazing, awesome movie. It's a good, solid. Probably give it like a 7 out of 10, man, for sure. Um, Six Flags Fright Fest. I'm trying to go to that. I'm trying to go to that one too, man. Um, for sure. I know they're gonna have the Saw maze. I think they're having like a new Saw maze for the new Saw 10. Hell yeah, man! Definitely gonna try to go to that as well. Not sure though. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna go to Universal Horror Nights, but I'm not sure about the Six Flags one. I would love to though. I would love to for sure. Um, Freezing Point Studios, what's up? What's up, man? How's it going? I'm still deciding to go to Six Flags for the Saw Maze and Conjuring Maze. Same here, Chippy. I definitely want to go for sure. I definitely would love to experience the Saw one. Um, but yeah, it all depends. It all depends. I know all of that is coming up already. Like I said, Horror Nights is gonna open up like in the middle of September. Um, so yeah, like I said, I think the Saw one should be. It's interesting. It definitely sounds fascinating. So I'm gonna definitely try to go, man. Like I said, probably it'll be kind of pricey, kind of pricey if I end up going to both of the parks, but we'll see what happens though, man. We'll see what happens. I think if I'm not mistaken, because I only been in Six Flags only 2 times in my life. I've been to Universal. Universal's like the main amusement park I've been to the most. Because it's literally like only, well, now it's like 20 to 30 minutes away, but where I grew up, like, it was like 10 minutes away, back like 5 years ago. Because I barely moved into this apartment 5 years ago, if you guys remember. Um, so I kind of lived, before I used to live like 10 minutes away, from Universal, which was great. I think that's why I've been to there. I've been to, what's it called? I've been to Universal the most for that same reason. Warner Bros. Movies with Fright Night. Got mazes in Australia. Yeah, I think I know. I think Warner Brothers does something too, because I know they have their studio out here. I think like in Burbank or something. I remember a few years ago, they had like, I'm not sure if they're mazes, but they had like I think it was around the time the It remake came out. They had like some type of maze. You know, the Warner Bros. Studios. They had something of like Freddy, something like that. I remember we were trying to go. We were trying that's that Halloween month, that Halloween season. We were trying to go to both places, but we just ended up going to Horror Nights. Didn't Warner Brothers have a 2018 maze? I'm not sure, Chippy. Like I said, a few years ago, I seen that Warner Brothers had some type of thing. Like I said, they could be mazes, but I recall, I think they had something like of the Joker. They had, you know, the It remake, Pennywise. I think they even had Freddy, Jason. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. But remember seeing it on YouTube. Really? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I've never seen that one. No. But but yeah, man, I can't wait. I can't like I said, Horror Nights should be interesting this year. Haven't been there in a few years, and so I feel this year that I go, it's gonna feel like refreshing. You know, it's gonna feel because I was going to Horror Nights like back to back. You know, from 2016 to like 2019, and those years they recycled a lot of the mazes. You know, so it kind of, you could say, got, I wouldn't say it got boring, but it got like it felt the same, kind of like the last few years I went, it just felt the same, you know. um so now that I haven't been there in a few years, I think it should be interesting, man. Should be interesting. um lot of good mazes, man, coming out this year. I was watching your Age Ghostface mask video. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I just got it last week, man, at Party City. Yeah, and I definitely had to do a review. If you guys saw the little, I did like a little short video of the Scream 6 mask at Party City. I pretty much, you know, I think it was in the weekend. This weekend I went back just to see. I just went back, you know, and I decided to grab a few videos to show you guys. That's the same Party City where I got it at, and they still had a few, man. They still had a few, which was like the same amount, you know, that they had. So looks like people are not really buying them yet. You know, it was kind of packed. If you guys seen the video, it was kind of stocked. You know, but appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. I think it's a pretty good mask. You know, but I mean, yeah, guys. I think that's gonna be pretty much it. Just wanted to hop on here, talk about your next. Like I said, 10 years. I can't believe it. Doesn't feel like 10 years. Time really does fly, man. Like I said, oh, and I don't know if you guys seen it. I do have a costume test of the wolf mask. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys should go check that out. I think it's from like 2018. So you guys might have to scroll down, or I might put a link in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out. It was kind of fun. It was kind of fun putting it together. Like I said, this movie was always like, it always stood out to me. So I definitely had to put like a cosplay together, man. This is actually a custom made one. I pretty much because I remember at the time I was trying to get one, but a lot of them were kind of pricey, you know. So I just decided to make my own. I bought just a plastic because this is plastic, another like a regular wolf mask, and it's pretty much similar, you know. It's pretty much similar, kind of the same style of masks they use, you know, like the cheap plastic or whatever. And I think originally the mask was like orange. Of course, it's a wolf, and I just repainted it, man. I repainted it white, and it looks pretty decent, you know. Definitely looks pretty decent. So yeah, man, you're next. Pretty good film. If you guys have not seen it, definitely recommend it. Give it a watch. But yeah, man, appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Shout out to all of you guys. Hope you guys have a good night as well, man. Appreciate it, Chippy. Unstable Freak, Pornstar JR. Freeze Point Studio. Shout out to all of you guys, man. Curtis Smith came to hang out with me. But yeah, man, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, or great rest of your night. My bad. I'm gonna try to go live this weekend. We'll see what happens. We'll see how my week goes. And yeah, man, that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. You guys stay safe out there. Have a good night. It's Michael Myers signing out.